Brother, there is only one seat, and only one man will sit on that seat. Let us be careful what we say and who we say is going to be the governor, or be a senator, or be a member of the House of Representatives, and all of that. Let us also give respect to the office that we all occupy, that God has called us, and be careful that these things that we say, they have a way of having a ripple effect. You must have to understand that in the midst of all of this, God is still God.
Listen to Planet's 101.1 FM News at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. with our news in special English at 2:30 p.m., Mondays to Fridays. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, revolving around you.
In the news at noon, Transmission Company of Nigeria announces restoration of collapsed national grid. APC Presidential Campaign Council postpones kickoff of campaigns tomorrow. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo inaugurates 29-kilometer-long Etinan-Ndon Eyo Road as part of activities marking 35th anniversary of creation of Akwa Ibom State. On the foreign scene, WHO says Uganda Ebola cases rise amid 23 deaths. In sport, Italy beats Hungary to stay spots in Nations League final. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon. Welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. I am Bright James, who begin this afternoon with a report that former President Olusegun Obasanjo has inaugurated the 29-kilometer-long Etinan-Ndon Eyo Road cutting across Etinan and on our local government areas as part of activities marking the 35th anniversary of the creation of Akwa Ibom State. Speaking during the event, Obasanjo charged the people of the state to protect government infrastructures cited their areas as they belong to the people. The former president, who described the road network in the state as of good quality, urged the benefiting communities to make maximum use of the road to improve their economic fortunes.
These infrastructures that you are putting in place are very, very good. They are not government property. They are people's property, and people must take care of them. When you have a road like this going through the rural area, there must also be what the people will do to ensure that they make maximum use and take maximum advantage of this infrastructure. You now have opportunity to enhance whatever you are doing.
The former president, who described Udom as a man of character and a man of his words, lauded him for his achievements in the state. Earlier, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Imano had said despite the economic downturn in the country, his administration has been able to provide world-class infrastructure for the people of the state. Governor Imano said the road with two bridges measuring 80 meters each was designed to enhance local economies of the state.
The whole of this area, I can't even describe how it was. But today, this road carries two cable bridges of 80 meters each. When you look at all this, I feel fulfilled that despite the challenges of the economy, we are still making impact in communities. And this is not all.
Government House correspondent Jane Orr reports that former governors of Benue State, Gabriel Suswan, and that of Gombe State, Ibrahim Dankwambo, were some of the dignitaries that graced the event. To the federal government now, where the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, says the national grid, which collapsed earlier yesterday, has been restored. While explaining the cause of the incident, the TCN said it was due to a sudden drop in system frequency which created system instability. TCN General Manager, Public Affairs Ndidi Mba, in the statement said the National Control Center had disclosed that a full-scale investigation is being conducted to establish and ascertain the cause of the partial disturbance, as the unwholesome event has resulted in aggregated generation loss. Earlier yesterday, electricity distribution companies had informed their customers of the disruption of power, citing the collapse of the national grid. Reports say Monday's incident was the latest in a series of blackouts in the country, owing to the incessant collapse of the national grid. Away from that, the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), Professor Bolaji Owosunoye, has inaugurated a 14-man asset disposal committee to manage assets forfeited to the federal government. Speaking at the ceremony, which was held at the ICPC's headquarters in Abuja, Owosunoye noted that to ensure transparency and accountability in forfeited assets, the Proceeds of Crime Act mandated the creation of an asset disposal committee in every agency to manage recovered assets. The anti-corruption agency head added that the committee's formation was intended to ensure proper coordination of the disposition of recovered assets and to promote a standardized and transparent procedure that will protect the assets recovered by the Commission. In politics, ahead of the commencement of the 2023 election campaign tomorrow, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, has made key appointments of special advisors aimed at strengthening his presidential campaign team. The appointees are former Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki, as special envoy to the presidential candidate, and Senator Pius Ayim, a special advisor. Also appointed as special advisors to the candidate are former governor of Kano State, Senator Ibrahim Shekarau, former governor of Osun State, Prince Olaoshoye Oyinlola, and Senator Ihezio Uzamare. Former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Prince Uche Secondos, was also appointed as technical advisor to the presidential candidate. Reports say the appointments are to take immediate effect. In the meantime, the All Progressives Congress APC Presidential Campaign Council says it has postponed the kickoff of its campaigns earlier slated for tomorrow, Wednesday. The development was disclosed by the Director General of the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council and Governor of Plateau State, Simon Lalong. The statement stated that the adjustment of timetable followed the move to expand the campaign council list to accommodate more stakeholders. The governor noted that a new date for the kickoff would be announced soon. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio, 101.1 FM. Let's take a breather, then bring more stories from our foreign, sports, and entertainment scenes. Please stay with us.
Healthy living begins with the choices one makes. Choosing to live healthy is the first step to healthy living. Join us Sundays 1:30 to 2 p.m. for Healthway, awareness for healthy choices.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, on the foreign scene, the World Health Organization, WHO, says there have been 36 Ebola cases in Uganda, 18 confirmed, and 18 probable cases since an outbreak was declared last week. It said 23 deaths had occurred in 3 districts of central Uganda, of which 5 were confirmed cases. According to the WHO, this was the first Ebola outbreak in Uganda since 2012 caused by the Sudan strain of the disease, for which there are no licensed vaccines. In sports, Italy peeped Hungary to a place in the Nations League finals with an assured win over the host in Budapest. Marco Rossi's Hungary side had gone into the fixture at the Postpones Arena only needing a draw to reach the last 4 of the competition. However, a defensive lapse allowed Giacomo Raspadori to roll the ball into an empty net and put Italy ahead. Federico De Marco sealed the victory for the European champions after the break when he tapped in Brian Cristante's cross. The result means Italy finished top of Group A3 with 11 points from 6 games, 1 point above Hungary, with Germany third and relegated England in fourth. On the entertainment scene, Nigerian singers Tiwa Savage, Oxlade and Fields joined American R&B superstar Usher Raymond on the stage at different times. The just concluded 2022 Global Citizen Festival held in Accra, Ghana over the weekend. Usher was the show's top performer, brought them out to perform with him at the 20,000 capacity Black Star Square, Accra, Ghana. Other global stars who performed at the festival were Thames, Stormzy, Stonebwoy, and Sarkodie. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM with you. But before we go, a recap of the major stories. We told you the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, says the national grid, which collapsed earlier yesterday, has been restored. The All Progressives Congress, APC Presidential Campaign Council, says it has postponed the kickoff of its campaigns earlier slated for tomorrow, Wednesday. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has inaugurated the 29-kilometer-long Etinan-Ndon Eyo Road cutting across Etinan on our local government areas as part of activities marking the 35th anniversary of the creation of Akwa Ibom State. On the foreign scene, we told you that the World Health Organization, WHO, says there have been 36 Ebola cases in Uganda, 18 confirmed and 18 probable cases since an outbreak was declared last week. And sports reported that Italy pipped Hungary to a place in the Nations League finals with an assured win over the host in Budapest. For comments and coverage of news or the events, call newsroom on 0812-770-2940. That is 0812-770-2940. Visit the website on planet11fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_11fm. You can also like our verified Facebook page at planet11fm. The news was edited by Jane Hua. As we end the news, a popular Chinese proverb opines that the best time to have planted a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best time is now. Whatever you have conceived to do, your next best time to start is now. I am Bright James. Good afternoon, and thank you for listening.